is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are FC.
The K is the Royals' house. The Royals are one of the most dominating teams at home in all of baseball, and it's because of the support and love of their fans. Right now, things aren't going so well, but it's time to remind the people of the Royal way and start winning at home again. The Royals have 3 more games on this homestand. Play hard, finish strong, and win at the K one more time for Ned.
Royals baseball from Kauffman Stadium. Game 2 tonight between the Royals and the White Sox after a tough loss to the Sox last night. Royals baseball is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Joel Goldberg and Jeff Montgomery are coming up. Well, you said it very well, Hud. I mean, the team's chances of making the playoffs get slimmer and slimmer every day. And yet there was a point last night when the Royals were rallying and they took the lead that you'd had no idea their chances of making the playoffs were slim.
You know, the fans here are knowledgeable fans. They understand the game. They know exactly where their team has been. They've got hardware to prove and to show for that. But there's been a few of these elements in the Royals game that haven't been clicking on all cylinders, especially the bullpen. We all know how important that our bullpen is to win, and they've been leaking a little bit of oil lately on this homestand, but things can turn around tonight if everybody just focuses on their job.
Yeah, there's been 2 givens, I think, the last few years, and that is that the Royals will win at home and that their bullpen will close out games. But that has not been the case lately, and we'll talk bullpen when we come back. Royals and the White Sox. Royals bullpen has been so good the past few years, in fact, historically good. So we knew at some point that was going to come to an end, but it's almost shocking how many games have been lost late in just the past week.
Right. Now, way before I got here, in your early time with this team, there was a lot of that. But the last few years, they have been airtight. People understand it's a pin to win. And with no Hochaver, Wade Davis been on the disabled list a couple of times this season. Ryan Matson's no longer here. It's a different pin. They're trying to find their pieces. Hopefully, they can get those pieces in order now, and tonight we'll see it.
All right, let's take a look at the numbers. Our Toyota league leaders, and in the last 5 games, bullpen ERA 10.89. That's the highest in the major leagues over that span of time.
It is, but you know what? The game cycles. They're going to cycle down. I can feel it coming because 1 or 2 of those guys are going to step up and hold on to the lead for the Royals.
All right, let's talk some good news. Jason Vargas returns to the starting rotation, and Joel and Monty will cover that when we come back.
When that first pitch is thrown, it will be the return of Jason Vargas to a big league mound for the first time in nearly 14 months. Joel Goldberg, Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery. Big moment, big night for Jason Vargas.
Yeah, it really is, and a great opportunity for him to go out and prove to himself and everyone in this organization and the fans that he's healthy and ready to be a big contributor to this rotation next year.
Well, he's walking in right now, and as we see in our Academy Sports and Outdoor leaderboard, year 1 was great, year 2 got injured. This is year 3, 1 more to go for him with the Royals. And let's talk a little bit about that changeup. He is known for that precise surgical dissection of opponents.
Right, and he's a little different than a lot of pitchers. He throws a changeup to both sides of the plate, which makes him that much more effective, and it makes that changeup that much more effective. When the changeup's good, his fastball is good. So we hope to see a lot of that tonight.
Won't see him for too long, right? But a big first step back.
Right, we'll probably see 45 pitches, maybe 3 innings, but whatever it is, it's going to be a huge step in the right direction for Jason Vargas.
So the veteran left-hander Jason Vargas is back on the hill, and the veteran left-handed bat Gerard Dyson will be out there patrolling the center field grounds of Kauffman Stadium. We will talk about him next. He's in a groove right now, Monty.
Well, he really is, and I'm so happy for Jarrod Dyson. What he's done with his abilities, his tools, he's turned into an outstanding player, making the most of what he's got. Remember, a 50th round draft choice.
Keep that ball on the ground, put it in play, let your legs do the action, and you see the 15 stolen bases since the All-Star break. And Monty, he joins Jose Altuve as the only major leaguers with 25 or more stolen bases in each of the last 5 seasons. And so we'll see if Jarrod Dyson will be off and running again tonight on a beautiful night at Kauffman Stadium. 2nd of 4 between the Royals and White Sox coming up next.
Royals' chances are very slim to get back to the postseason, but you couldn't tell by the size of the crowd, the energy of the crowd, who gave the Royals a standing ovation when the starting lineups were announced.
Extremely impressive, Rhino, what this fan base has done for the energy of these guys on the field, and especially Jason Vargas. What an opportunity for him to get a start. Hasn't started since last season in July. Vargas going to get out there and hopefully throw some strikes, keep the ball down, use the defense like he always does. But if we can feel the energy up here, believe it, they can down there. Vargas, fastball, changeup, curve. 3 basic pitches that really he does a great job with them. When he was starting the last few seasons, we called him the doctor because he dissected the plate with his scalpel-like precision. Hopefully we see that, but you know, if we don't, that's okay. Opponents hit only .238 on the changeup. He's going to keep the ball down and really get acclimated to competing against big league hitters again.
Royals have dominated the season series with the White Sox. They're 11-5 against Chicago with many late inning rallies, but last night it was a switch. It was the White Sox rallying. They scored 5 runs over the final 2 innings and won 7-4. So Jason Vargas, with his first pitch since July 1st of last season, is in for a strike. And Ned Yost is going to take the pressure off of Vargas. Only expecting about 3 innings, maybe 45 pitches. That's hit well into right center field. Long run Dyson. He is there at the track and makes the play as he bumps into the Fox Sports Kansas City banner.
Excuse me, but you know what? Excuse us for getting in your way, Jarrod. Way to track it down. Eaton That might be the furthest ball he's hit all year. Now at his house, that's way out of here, but not here. 1 out.
Now the shortstop Tim Anderson, who was not in the starting lineup last night but came on late for defense.
Solid young player. White Sox are going good. They got their #1 prospect up here a couple of months ago, and now he made his debut against the Royals. Now they like what they're seeing, and how can you not? He's got very nice numbers for a first-year player, hit 280.
That's outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Interesting thing about Vargas being limited to 3 innings and 45 pitches is that his last outing he went 5 2/3 innings and made 83 pitches. There's a strike and it's 3-1. And I asked Ned Yost before the game, these starts that Vargas is going to get before the regular season is over, is that more for you or for Vargas? And he said it's for Jason. There's his trademark pitch, his changeup, and the count 3-2. They want him to go into the offseason having pitched in big league games
and that's
against big league hitters.
I love that. That's a tremendous compliment to Jason Vargas.
That changeup stayed up. Alex comes in and has to play it on a bounce. So Anderson went down and got it, and he's on with 1 out.
Good job for Vargas to not walk him, but make him earn his way on. Merrifield start this week. Where's Whitley? Second base 4, left field 1, right field 1. Today back at second base. Dozier's out and right. Opportunity to show what you got. One of the reasons they call it the show.
Now Jose Abreu, and he takes low for ball 1. White Sox scored 7 runs last night. Abreu did not drive in any of those runs. He scored once, but he's been one of the most productive hitters in the American League over the last month and a half.
This is a great story of how you finish.
2 balls and no strikes. Our Kubota power stats for tonight. Abreu has the most RBIs in the major leagues in September. Kendrys Morales is 3rd. In his last 12 games, Abreu has driven in 16. Didn't mean to do it. It's out. Safe. And I'll bet the White Sox will challenge that play at second base. The rookie Anderson didn't protest. He got right up and started jogging back to the dugout, and now he's slowing down, realizing his team may challenge.
Well, you know what? He's fast, he's quick, and he's safe. Good job by Whitley just to finish the follow through, but they're going to replay this.
That's the crew chief, Jerry Lane. He's going to challenge, but he's going to the wrong side of the field. So he'll be joined by the umpire who made the call at second base, Toby Basner. I was surprised that Escobar went to second base. It looked like the play was clearly at first.
I was shocked when I saw him shorten up and try to go, and the feed was really kind of a soft feed. It wasn't an urgency feed. And Anderson, good straight head first slide, got his hand in there, I believe, before the ball hit the back of Witt's glove. But you know, the challenge for Vargas in tonight's game, talking with Dave Eiler, he just has to reacclimate himself to competing in the big leagues, in a big league game, and work off of his fastball, pitch like he always does, in and out with the fastball, change speeds, and keep it simple. That's what Dave Eiler's looking for, and sure enough, he's safe. But I like that what Anderson did. It's not his job to stand at the base and basically show the umpire up, saying no, I'm going against your call. The umpire called him out, and he started to leave the field. That's what you do. And if they overturn it, then come back out. That bothers me sometimes when guys just stand there. But who cares what I think?
I do.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Vargy has a chance down to roll up a pair. He's got some good action down in the zone. Stay right there.
By the way, they scored it just a 6-4 fielder's choice, so no base hit, no error. 2 on, 1 out. Melky Cabrera homered in the 9th inning last night. He's been a very productive hitter against the Royals this year. He has played in 16 games against the Royals this year and driven in 15. Up the middle and into center field, and the White Sox will take a 1-0 lead.
And you mentioned Melky, very productive hitter against the Royals, and he's a productive hitter period against anybody. This guy, watching him over the last couple of seasons, seeing him play in this division, he's dangerous. Both sides of the plate. Look at that. That was I'm going to get a base hit up the middle. I'm going to guide it up the middle. He's smart from left side of the plate or right side of the plate. He knows how to hit. He knows the situation. He wanted to stay away from the ground ball, but he tried to guide it up the middle, and he got exactly what he wanted. Base hit, RBI.
Big rip by Todd Frazier. Biggest rally last night for the White Sox was their 4-run 8th, and Frazier started all that with a double. Scored on a base hit from Alex Avila in the 8th inning, and then Carlos Sanchez hit that 3-run home run. A lot of that from the White Sox in this first inning. A lot of reaching. Escobar makes a play in shallow left field. The only ball that was hit pretty hard, and it wasn't hit real hard, but the only solid contact was an out. That fly ball to deep center field off the bat of Eaton. Everything else has just been well placed.
So far, Vargas is looking good. He's down in the zone, throwing strikes. And you know you can't control everything once the ball leaves your hand.
And now this is bonus time for the White Sox. If the Royals had recorded an out on the ground ball to Escobar, this inning would be over. Avisail Garcia fouled off of Salvi's hand or wrist.
Yep, his hand's behind his hip. You see that right there where he wants it, but sometimes if you don't get it all the way behind, you'll take that little ticky two there. One of many he's had this season.
1-1 on Garcia. Do catchers go home in the offseason and just get into a bathtub full of ice and sit there for a week?
Depends on how young you are. If you have some age on you, those bruises, they last a little longer, those bone bruises. But Salvi, he's a tough guy.
Climbing the ladder on Garcia. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yep. But I would imagine a lot of them do. It takes you at least 2 weeks after the season, 3 weeks sometimes, just to cool down. And that's important for these guys, to let their bodies get acclimated to a normal life again, because what they do every single day, it's grinding and taxing.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And in every professional sport, they'll tell you that. But baseball, unlike any other, you're competing every day, 7 days a week, maybe 2 days off a month. It's a different animal.
Same routine for 7 months, including spring training. If you get to the postseason, 8 months.
9. So if you put the 2 years together the Royals have had, they've worked overtime.
Full count. So Abreu and Cabrera will be running. If this was any other start for Vargas, you'd say, okay, he's allowed 1 run, 2 outs first inning, but he's thrown 21 pitches. And again, we go back to a limit of right around 45 tonight. And you know he'd like to pitch as much as he can. Runners go, and it's grounded up the middle. Merrifield dives, throws. It needs to get there, and it does. It took 3 bounces to get to first base, but Merrifield rips off Garcia, and the White Sox get just the 1 run.
Way to pick up Vargas there, Whitley. That's exactly what he needed. Hold that pitch count down. Haas, look at him concentrate there. 2 hands. He's out.
Gave up a couple of soft hits, which led to a run. The hard hit balls were outs, and Whit Merrifield will bat second tonight as Dyson digs in. Merrifield made a great play for the final out of the first inning, saving a second run. Gerard Dyson digs in with a 9-game hitting streak, which ties the longest of his career. He takes a little bit high, as the Royals will face 32-year-old right-hander Miguel Gonzalez. He's been very good. 9 quality starts over his last 10. And the only non-quality start over that stretch was a 1-inning start against the Royals, and he had to leave because of an injury.
Veteran pitcher understands the elevation. Watch, he's trying to get Dyson to pop the ball up. That's exactly what he wants to do. Dyson with his good speeds, and he's been doing a great job of getting on base and staying on top of the ball. Wow, he's been driving the bus against Miguel Gonzalez. 8 for 11.
Two and two.
Talked about the adjustment that Gerard's made. He's choked up on the bat. He's keeping his approach with his bottom hand inside of the baseball. He's trying to shoot it by the third baseman. But getting a chance to play every day, he's been able to find himself. His role before was once a week, twice a week. It was tough for him to get any kind of rhythm going. And he's impressed a lot of people with what he can do now out there every day. I think really he's upped his stock, and he's having the kind of season that he expected to in the beginning, but his injury limited him, and then Paulo cooled off, and then he got his chance, and he's making the best of it. It's what you want to do when you get playing time. Press your skipper.
Full count.
So if we see at-bats like this the entire night from the Royals offense, this is a great sign. Dyson is competing against Gonzalez. He's saying, all right, I'm going to get you. I'm going to milk your pitch count, and I'm going to get on base.
And And he's got a 10-game hitting streak for the first time in his career. And that makes him 9 out of 12 against Miguel Gonzalez.
Money at bat. Not only did he win it with a nice, beautiful base hit as he stayed on top of the ball, but he milked the pitch count. Saw some pitches. So I guarantee you, now the only pitch you didn't see from Miguel, and Miguel's not going to show it, is his split finger. Split finger he'll use lots of times with 2 strikes to get the guy to fish at it.
Down and away to Merrifield.
2 and 4-seam fastball. He likes to elevate with 2 strikes. Slider, curve, change, and split finger. That's more of a split finger change pitch. And it goes down, and he uses that for a chase pitch.
There's the slider. 1-1. Didn't break much.
And you know, the number 2 batter in the lineup is important. He has a lot of responsibilities. Got to be able to handle the bat, push the ball, bunt it, hit the ball to right field. Woodley does all that stuff. He's taken a few pitches. You see how Dyson is inside the line right there? Dyson, he's inside. It appears to Gonzalez that he's closer than he really is.
He's running, and then he's stopped. Merrifield lays down a bunt. 2 on, nobody out.
Did I mention the things you have to do in the number 2 hole? There you go. Okay, he wasn't waiting for Dyson to steal bases. He says, I'm going to be on the offense here. Look at the technique. Nice. Now the barrel did go below the hands, but he's such a technician that he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He squared around and plenty of times. Freeze it right there. Oh yeah. Okay. See everything's bent. He's down eye level. He's getting as low as he possibly can to get that ball on the ground. Perfect. 21st bump base hit by a Royal. That's 3rd best in the American League.
So 2 on for Hosmer with nobody out. Slider for strike 1. Eric is averaging more than 1 RBI per game against the White Sox this year. He was 0 for 4 last night.
Haas, when he hits them long, he don't usually pull them, but if he does tonight, he's got a little help with a slight breeze blowing out. Last night there was no wind at all. Likes to go to left field for power.
Runners go, no throw. And the Royals took advantage of the shift there. Frazier, the 3rd baseman, is way off the bag with the overshift to the right. And the catcher, Kevin Smith, looked like he wanted to throw, but there was nobody there.
Yeah, and you know, he can see Kevin Smith. He sees everything in front of him, as all catchers do. And when you see your 3rd baseman way off the bag like that, you can put it in your pocket. So now for Haas with 2 strikes, he can go into that little 2-strike approach. Just put the ball in play up the middle. Tie this game up.
Wanted to try and get him with a high fastball. 1-2.
And when you're ahead of the hitter like that, throws the high heater, and then usually will try to bury the slider or the split finger changeup. Setup pitch there is what that was.
Two more stolen bases for the Royals. They lead the league in that category since the All-Star break. Just off the plate inside. 2-2.
Good pitch. That's what he wants to do. Tie up Haas and to get a little ground ball in the infield. Merrifield at second. I'm seeing him look into the outfielders. He's checking them out, making a mental note of where they are, so on contact he can make a good reaction jump.
Hosmer still alive at 2-2.
Very nice numbers, especially if you're a 3 and 4 hitter. You're paid to drive in runs. When your average is over 300, that's good.
Another 3-ball, 2-strike count.
With Morales hitting behind him and the season he's having, he's finishing strong. This is good for Haas. You would expect Miguel to give him something to hit. Now, it may not be a fastball here, 3-2, but he doesn't want to put him on and load him up for Morales. This is good for Haas.
Changeup.
Excellent pitch. And that's that split finger. See how you can see it now with the extra slow motion replay we have there, but the hitter can't see that type of rotation. But when he splits his finger on the ball and lets it go, it has a fastball type spin, and the ball really falls out the bottom of it.
So second and third, 1 out for Morales. Hendricks drove in a run last night. He has 80 this year. Center field, deep enough. Deep enough for one runner to advance. Eaton has a strong arm, so the Royals tie the game. Morales drives in his 81st, and Dyson's leadoff single and stolen base turns into a run.
Very important for the Royals that they were able to get it run across the board in that situation. And what we're seeing, just like I said, when we saw Gerard Dyson milk that nice first at bat with all those pitches he took and won it with a base hit, everybody's competing. Merrifield competed. Hosmer milked pitches. Morales competed. He won. So far we're seeing these Royals hitters here really focusing and not wasting their at bats.
Salvi had 2 hits last night and a run scored. Merrifield's at second base, 2 down. Checked his swing on a slider away.
And you know, if the game depended on Merrifield to tag on that and go to third base, he probably could have, but he's a smart player. He's already in scoring position. Why would you risk getting thrown out from a guy who leads the league in outfield assists? Just look, he's good where he is. Score on any base hit.
It's pulled foul.
White Sox defense, we're going to highlight Kevin Smith. K-E-V-A-N. Kevin Smith. Nice job. Getting a chance to be a big leaguer. 3rd major league start.
Just got underneath it. Eaton is there. The Royals tie the game, but Gonzalez somewhat pitches around second and third and 1 out to allow just the 1 run.
Stadium, Joel Goldberg, as we get ready for the second inning. Jason Coates, Jason Vargas talking to head trainer Nick Kenny today about what he's watching for in Jason Vargas. Health is not an issue anymore, but he's just watching the fatigue factor at this point. He said, if you think about it, all these players have been grinding all year long, and while they're at the end of the line here, they're in a rhythm. Well, Jason Vargas has been grinding all year long, too, with all of his workouts and his rehab. And that one is going to be a quick out to left field. But he said that he's not tired, but he's first getting into game rhythm. And he said, so that's going to take a little bit of time for him. He's watching body language. Is he keeping the ball down? And he made an interesting point, Ryan and Rex, to me. He said, you know, we hear so often about that feel pitches, that's the last thing to come for a guy coming off of Tommy John. He said, with that being the case, players that are coming back from Tommy John have to work a little bit harder sometimes to compensate for that. So really just keeping an eye on the fatigue. No medical issues at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you got to admire how they are able to rehab now from that procedure that Ryan explained, partner, that you did the other night. You explained so well. But, you know, Vargas is a professional, and he's a big leaguer, a veteran pitcher. One of the things I love most about him is his rhythm, his tempo. He throws the ball, he gets it, he goes right back up on the slab. He's less than 10 seconds in between pitches. He knows, by being an athlete himself and a former shortstop, that he could play, or he's a former infielder, outfielder. He's a position player, so he knows the rhythm is important for those guys, so they don't go to sleep. Aren't too many left-handed shortstops. I got a little carried away. Look at that pitch. Beautiful changeup.
That's his first strikeout, getting Sanchez, who had that big hit last night.
Have you ever known a left-handed shortstop up here?
Not at this level.
Yeah.
Nope.
Reason why is there's more right-handed hitters, and so that hole over there between the third baseman and the shortstop, if you're left-handed and you're a shortstop, you're gonna have to backhand a whole lot of plays in that hole.
Curveball bends in for a strike to Kevin Smith. One and one on Smith. He is the White Sox third catcher.
He's looking for a major league batting average.
Chops it out to Escobar.
Vargas looks good.
9 pitches to retire Coates, Sanchez, and Smith. Three sisters and only 2 have birthdays, or are there twins in there? And you have 3 sisters celebrating 2 birthdays.
I'm going twins.
Okay.
We love you too. Thanks for coming.
Alex pops up the first pitch. Frazier all by himself on the left side. 1 pitch, 1 out for Gonzalez. Royals had runners at second and third and nobody out against Gonzalez in the first inning. He got a strikeout, and then Morales hit the sac fly to tie the game. Melky Cabrera drove in the White Sox run in the top of the first inning. Alcides Escobar 0 for 3 last night. He did reach with a walk. Fastball for strike 1.
That shot we just saw, fellas, that was great. They shot it through the net over the dugout, and you couldn't even see. Hey, look, so I remember a lot of people were talking when we were going to extend the nets. Major League Baseball wanted everybody to, that it was going to block their vision or it was going to obstruct their vision. But no, it hasn't, and it's protected them. That's a super fine, thin thread there that protects a lot of them from spending any time in a hospital. Ooh. That little split finger hung up there.
Hit him. Runner at first with 1 out.
That's just the 3rd time this year he's been blunked. He lost it, little heater inside. And for Gonzalez, that's his 5th hitter he's hit.
Now Chesler Cuthbert. 1 out of 4 with a double and a run scored last night. He's been piling up the doubles since the All-Star break. 18. Tied for 4th most in the American League. Oh, 2. Vote for the Royals Player of the Month at one of the 7 Rally House locations in the KC metro area. All participants will be entered to win a majestic prize pack. Blocked by Smith, keeping the ball in front of him. 1-2.
Smith is 1 for 1 and throwing out base runners this year. 100%. I guess that's the best. Anything at 30 or better is excellent for an everyday catcher.
Royals stole 2 bases in the first inning, leading to their run. So as a team, they have 57, which is the most in the league since the break. 57 since the All-Star break. Out over the plate. Frazier short hops and gets Cuthbert 2 down. And Escobar moves up to second base. He's got pretty good hands at third base. We haven't seen Todd Frazier make any bad plays over there this year.
No, he's got really good hands.
When he was with the Reds, Dusty Baker once suggested that Todd Frazier take ballet during the offseason to improve his footwork on defense.
Well, if Frazier took ballet and he showed up to class and Alcides Escobar was the instructor, he would learn something. Esky has the best feet there are in the infield anywhere.
One and one on Hunter Dozier. Don't know if he ever took Dusty up on that suggestion to take ballet, but I imagine as a big league player and you go back home and Frazier's from New Jersey, and when we're in Chicago he goes up to the plate to a Frank Sinatra song. You go back to Jersey in the offseason. Todd, you want to work out? Yeah, I'll meet you after my ballet class.
That would be tough to swallow there, but big tough guy like him. Everyone's welcome here at the cave.
He looks like he just got up from a nap. 1-2 on Dozier, who got his first big league RBI last night. Escobar saw that coming and was back in plenty of time.
Dozier had some really nice swings against Sale, getting a base hit off of him, infield hit, but he had some good passes. And to me, he looks like a can't miss big leaguer. Big physique, strong guy, athletic, just like they said when they drafted him.
Fisted foul. Yeah, you look at his day, or you look at his night last night, and he was 1 for 4, or 1 for 3 rather, with 2 strikeouts, but he really made Chris Sale work for those 2 strikeouts. He was by no means overmatched. Long at bats. Looks very comfortable at the plate, despite this being his first taste of the big leagues. Popped up to the right side. Abreu wants it, and that's the inning. Escobar is stranded at second base, and we're tied at 1 at the end of 2. Those who attended, many of those, got a Royals batting practice pullover.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's a pleasure. They don't give me too many opportunities to get out amongst the people, although I love going to the stands. Haven't been there as much this year, but give me an opportunity to go out there and pass out some of those was fun. And you know, Ryan, greeting the people coming in, they were happy. They were excited. There was not one fan. There was not one fan that was negative. There wasn't a fan that was complaining about the Royals and, oh, we must win. They were happy. They generally wanted to see a Royals baseball game, and they know what kind of excitement they're going to get out here. It was great to be out with the people.
One and two on Adam Eaton.
Yeah, look at him, young and
old. Does that fit you?
You know,
well, you like to wear baseball clothes tight anyway, though, right?
Oh, no, only if it's the style. Now, I could have used a double XL probably.
Lifted to right, and Dozier waits. Adam Eaton is 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts. 35 pitches for Vargas. Royals wanted to keep him somewhere around 3 innings or 45 pitches. It was a long first inning, not a lot of hard hit balls, and then he had a 9-pitch 3-batter second inning, and Dave Island's going to get someone up and moving in the Royals bullpen.
So in a day like today, when they knew Vargas was on a pitch count, whenever that happens, the bullpen guys that are out there, when they come to work, they're saying, all right, maybe I'm going to get a shot tonight, because they knew that they're going to be used. With Vargas just getting back after spending a year away, it's going to be Dylan G, who normally this would be his day. And they'll let him go the rest of this inning, and maybe another one, depending on the quick outs he can get.
2-1 on Anderson. He had a bloop single to left field in the first inning, and then scored the White Sox run and a ground ball single from Melky Cabrera. Great spot. 2-2. Vargas is 33 years old. This is his 3rd year with the Royals. Grounded right to Cuthbert. 2 down.
Royals fans, don't forget that Monday is the Royals versus the White Sox makeup game at 1:15. The makeup game will be Buck Night, so come enjoy Royals baseball while saving some hard-earned cash. Enjoy delicious hot dogs, peanuts for just $1 a piece. Purchase your tickets now for one of the last few day games remaining in the season by calling 1-800-6-ROYALS or visiting Royals.com.
Vargas takes a little stroll behind the mound before facing Jose Abreu. Curveball down and away. Vargas, in his first year with the Royals in 2014, he pitched the first playoff game. The Royals won the wild card against Oakland and then went out to take on the Angels, who were heavily favored, and I guess they should have been. They had 98 wins, and it was Vargas pitching game 1. So the Royals swept that series, hitting extra inning home runs on the road. Mike Moustakas game 1, Eric Hosmer game 2. Down and in, 3 balls and no strikes. He went 6 innings in that game against the Angels. Held them to 3 hits and 2 runs. It ended up being really a perfect matchup. That was an Angels team with a lot of power, and Vargas was frustrating those Angels hitters all night with his pinpoint control and changeup.
Quality start.
And now Abreu takes a walk. Vargas also pitched in the American League Championship Series, and he pitched the clinching game against Miguel Gonzalez, who's pitching tonight. Gonzalez was pitching for the Orioles. Melky Cabrera chopped one into center field in the first inning. That scored Anderson. Vargas is at 45 pitches. This is most likely his last hitter. Maybe not. We'll see.
Dave Island's got his pitch counter in his right hand. And obviously the pitch counts on every board in big league ballparks across America, so he didn't really need the pitch counter, but you know, he wants to keep his own count. Head mechanic Dave Island does a great job. I'll tell you what, these coaches work overtime. They deserve a lot, and they have gotten a lot. They've been rewarded with full shares last year. Last year was they had a second. 14 they had a second place share. So I'm happy to see that those guys got rewarded a little bit with some money, some World Series money. It's what every player, every manager, every trainer, every athletic trainer, they all dream of someday getting a chance to go to the big show. And you'd be surprised how many never have even been.
2-2 on Melky Cabrera.
Those shares for those guys that aren't players make a difference in their life. They have a chance with those shares, even though they pay taxes on them, but they can do a lot with that. They can buy a house. It's life-changing for them. So happy to see for those guys. Stay in.
Salvi and Hosmer, and Salvi had to go off of his glove.
He looked. He knew exactly where he was. He looked twice. Got close. And sometimes when your glove's down around your waist, that basket catch, you're not looking it in, and you'll not have your glove in the right place. That's what happened.
Pitch number 51, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I believe Ned's going to come and get him after this if he can't retire him. It's not a guy here you can just lay one down the middle either. Dangerous hitter.
Abreu is on the move, and it's lifted to right field. Dozier in and over. So Jason Vargas is back. He goes 3 innings tonight and gives up 1 run on 2 hits.
Doctor made a brief house call. Way to go, Vargy.
Year of high school was derailed when a softball-sized mass was found in her chest, leading to a diagnosis of Hodgkin lymphoma. After an initial treatment of chemotherapy and radiation, the tumor and the cancer quickly returned, eventually ending up at the BMT clinic at the University of Kansas Hospital. She received a leading-edge immunotherapy and a blood and marrow transplant. Besides spending 7 spending weeks in the hospital and missing homecoming and a concert. Emery is now cancer-free thanks to the treatment she has received. And I apologize if I'm not pronouncing her name correctly, but she is sitting in the Buck O'Neil Legacy seat at tonight's game with $1 million smile on her face.
Oh, believe it. Nice play, Melky. But Emery, you are beautiful. Your smile is outstanding, and thank you for sharing it with us and the others that come in contact with you. Continue to be a light. Great job.
So one away, bottom of the third. Whit Merrifield helped set up the Royals' run in the first inning. Dropped down a bunt single, part of a double steal with Gerard Dyson. And then Dyson scored on a sacrifice fly. Slider down and away, no balls and 1 strike. Cracked his bat. Anderson circles around the ground ball and throws out Whit for the second out.
Vargy sitting down at the end of the bench, making the skipper come see him. That's right. A good big hug by Salvi there. Beautiful thing. Vargy, great job, buddy. Way to go. He looks good. He was carving it. Dissecting the corners. Well liked by his teammates. Now comes the positive reinforcement of the mechanic, Dave Island, the head mechanic. How you feel? How'd you do? Look here, man. I loved what I saw. Good tempo. Stayed down in the zone.
Strike to Hosmer. I remember when he had his first simulated game here before batting practice, Kauffman Stadium, and everyone was in their various workouts, running, throwing, hitting. And everyone just stopped in their tracks to just watch Vargas face the first hitter or two. And you know, you and I were talking the other night about whether it's even significant to bring up Tommy John surgery these days, because it happens so often and guys come back from it so routinely. Did Hosmer go? Yes. Down on strike. So we may think it's routine, but it is not. And now huge relief for Jason Vargas and for the Royals as he is back. He's done for the night, and Dylan G will get the White Sox in the top of the fourth.
Top of the fourth inning, it's all tied up, but Vargas did a great job, and Dave's telling him why, and I'll tell you why, what I saw. Pitching, the art of pitching is all about balance. When you can get that hitter off balance and swing on your terms, look at them. Look at the off-balance swings they took on Vargas. Look at the location, everything down. That's what they teach a pitcher to do, so the hitter can't drive it out of the park. Vargas looked marvelous tonight.
And some of those swings that you just talked about were hits. I mean, he really didn't get hit hard. I mean, there were just some well-placed bloops or ground balls. I mean, he had the White Sox reaching one hitter after another in those 3 innings. So Dylan G, and as Hud said, this would be the night that he would normally start. And the reason why the Royals have gone with Vargas over Dylan G, well, number one, they want Vargas to pitch this year at the big league level going into the offseason. But Vargas has never really been a reliever. His routine is that of a starter. He's never had to warm up quickly or come in the middle of a game or middle of an inning. Dylan G has. So in order to get Vargas in there, even though he's only able to go 3 innings tonight, they wanted him to have a regular starter's routine.
And it makes a lot of sense. Vargas, with a year on the disabled list, has 9, approaching 10 years in the majors, but Vargas has pitched 8 solid big league seasons, and he's a veteran guy and well liked, and certainly somebody with a year left on the contract. The Royals are looking forward to having him, but also think about the showcase out there. There's other scouts that are going to watch Vargas for the rest of his starts, and so there could be some value there for him and the Royals. You never know. So there's a lot of good reasons for Vargas to be able to be pitching.
2-2 on Frazier. He popped a short in the first inning.
Dylan G, 2 4-seam fastball, slider, curve change, 4-pitch mix. Tries to work down in the zone.
Breaking ball stayed up.
And when it's up, big league hitters don't miss.
Here's our sprint trivia question for tonight. Tommy John had 17 seasons with 10 or more wins. Who has the major league record with 21 seasons with 10 or more wins?
Really?
Garcia pops it up. Hosmer has plenty of room. I'm sure somewhere down in the Royals dugout, Rusty Kuntz was yelling, "You all right? You're all right." As we caught him in Chicago during the last road trip. How about Don Sutton?
Okay, could be.
It's got to be someone who had a. I'm trying to think about guys who were around that long. Jim Cott.
Nolan Ryan, for sure. I think he pitched 26 years, but maybe I'm off. Maybe it's not the answer.
Strike to Jason Coates. He flied out to left field in the second inning. Oh, 2. This is Dylan G's 17th relief appearance this year. Frazier got a huge jump. There was no chance for Salvi to throw down there. And Todd Frazier, as Coates strikes out. Todd Frazier, he'll sneak some stolen bases in there. He has a season of 20 stolen bases in his career, and that's his 12th this year.
Yeah, look at that nice little walking lead. You know, when you're a veteran and you've measured guys up before, you can just go ahead and take your chance. And when you're not a premium base stealer, there's not a lot of focus on you. You can do that.
And that brings up Carlos Sanchez. Kelvin Herrera last night did exactly what you should do with a 181 hitter at the time with no home runs. 3-2 count. Throw him a fastball. One of the best fastballs in the league. And last night, Sanchez was able to get it out of the ballpark. Now, 2 days ago, Sanchez had a walk-off hit against the Indians as they took 3 out of 4 from first base. Cleveland are in the driver's seat, brought to you by Kia, and then this 3-run home run in the 8th inning last night.
Well, that was the prettier of the 2 hits, but one won a game. Actually, they both won a game. The other one was a walk-off, but any guy with a bat in his hand can hurt you at any particular time.
Crack bat and the soft liner to Merrifield to end the inning. Dylan G works around the leadoff single and the stolen base. Both teams score in the first inning. White Sox got an RBI single from Melky Cabrera. Royals got a sacrifice fly from Kendrys Morales. Our University of Kansas hospital injury report. First batter of the game, Ian Kinsler in Cleveland. And Carlos Carrasco takes a line drive off the back of his right hand, and he has a broken right hand. Now the Indians are saying there is no timetable for his return, but it would be a miracle, I would guess, for him to come back. Morales is out on a ground ball to the third baseman, Frazier.
When I saw this, I said, really? I mean, that's exactly the last thing that the Cleveland Indians needed. One of their best pitchers. First hitter of the game. We all know how dangerous Kinsler is, but literally delivered a knockout blow to Carrasco.
And they have Danny Salazar shut down for the moment with a forearm strain.
It's a little buzzard luck.
Yan Gomes, we told you last night, he's done for the year. Cleveland did go on and win that game. A walk-off hit from Jose Ramirez in the 10th inning. So Cleveland is 13-1 against the Tigers this year, and they have an 8-game lead in the division. But they are without Salazar and Carrasco, and their game is starting pitching. Salvi pops out to the second baseman Sanchez, and they're 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. we'll see the Cleveland Indians in Cleveland Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Did a little peek at the weather. It's supposed to be beautiful. Mid-70s, might have some 80s. No rain.
Alex popped out to third in the second inning against Gonzalez. Strike one. And you figured Alex was probably going to take the first pitch. He jumped on the first pitch. Gonzalez threw him in the second inning. Gonzalez got it in on him for the pop out to third, and now a line drive to left field, but Melky Cabrera is right there. And Gonzalez has a quick bottom of the fourth inning to the fifth in a 1-1 tie.
Kauffman Stadium. Joel Goldberg down by the Royals dugout, and some of the Royals players and many of their wives were busy this morning supporting the Warriors Ascent program that we've told you about. Taking part in the Warriors Ascent Warriors Run 5K obstacle course challenge to benefit this great cause. Caitlin Davis, Jamie Gordon, Sarah Duffy, Mandy Moylan, Allison Kennedy, Carrie Ann G, Liz Young, Shelly Vargas, Nikki Medlin, Jenny Kane, Sarah Burns, Megan Strom, Fabricio Orlando, and many others. Some of the players were out there, so they were out there. I mean, they were working, guys, doing a great cause for this program, which helps so many of our military members, first responders that are dealing with post-traumatic stress. So a great cause, and this isn't your, your average 5K run. They're out there in the mud, and they're out there doing all kinds of work out there. So a great job by so many of those Royals wives and all the folks that participated in the Warriors Ascent Warriors Run today.
Great job, ladies. Way to support the community, and especially those soldiers. That's outstanding, and I guarantee you, when you're done with baseball, you're going to look back on that and say, wow, I'm glad we gave when we had that chance to.
Three and one from Dylan G to Kevin Smith. He grounded out to short against Jason Vargas in the second inning.
You hope it's a long career up in the majors, but lots of times it's not. But so it's very important while you're here that you sense that and you realize it and you do all you can.
There is the first big league hit for Kevin Smith. Funny story about, well, funny to tell, not very funny to live. But the White Sox this year as a team had just terrible luck this year with players playing in their first big league game. Guys getting hurt in their first big league game, going on the disabled list in their first big league game. Kevin Smith back on April 26th, had been called up and was getting ready to play in his first big league game. And as he was stretching before the game, he started having lower back spasms. He never appeared in the game, but he was in the original lineup. So he went on the disabled list. And Robin Ventura, not wanting to take anything for granted, he saved the lineup card just in case Kevin Smith never got back to the big leagues.
Wow.
Ended up having a surgery, wasn't needed, but a pretty serious lower back situation. I mean, that was in late April, and he's just getting back to the big leagues now. So how about that? Not even in the game, just stretching to get in the game.
That's what I'm saying.
And ends up on the DL, and now he's got his first big league hit.
Congratulations. And you know, credit to Ventura, because Ventura's been around the game a long time. He knows that you can't take anything for granted. That could have been the only time he ever gets back, but that's good for him to save that lineup card. He's a class guy right here, by the way. Class person, solid baseball player, had a great career. Not a good one, a great one.
Eaton lifts it to center field. Ball carries a bit on Dyson, but he runs it down. Adam Eaton is 0 for 3. A reminder, as you enjoy a cold one on this Saturday evening, look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
You want to know a direct route and a perfect turn? Watch Dyson. Straight up center field. Look at, he turns. Turned the perfect way. He turned his right shoulder and made that play, and didn't have to change gears. Plenty of room for him to make the play. Fun to watch guys that have that kind of talent.
Cuthbert charges. Anderson has good speed. Chesler throws him out. Anderson's 1 for 3. 2 outs, and Smith moves up to second base.
Yep, thank you. Whitley congratulated him, or maybe that was second base umpire. There was congratulations Kevin Smith there. I could see him. He says thank you, and just never know. It's a good looking single.
Fastball strike to Jose Abreu. Reached on a fielder's choice, and he's walked. Those 2 plate appearances were against Jason Vargas. Vargas gave up 1 run, 2 hits in 3 innings. This is Dylan G's second inning. Jammed and right at Dozier, who comes in a few strides, and that's the inning. So the White Sox have had the leadoff man on in each of the first 2 innings against Dylan G, but failed to score. Heck of a costume. Wow. Only problem is Star Wars Day is tomorrow. But if you are really into Star Wars, you know, you can dress up like that anytime you want to.
I think it was a test drive.
There's quite a few here tonight that are dressed up for Star Wars Day, which is tomorrow. We'll have Star Wars characters roaming about Kauffman Stadium. 1-1 on Alcides Escobar. Joel, what are you dressed up as?
Just myself, but two funny little points on that one. One, Monty turned back to him, not the greatest of Star Wars knowledge, and said, "Is that Darth Vader?" I said, "No, that's a stormtrooper." Okay, end of discussion. Then the guy took off the helmet during the anthem because that's what stormtroopers would do, and he said to me, "I think I missed it by a day."
That is right on the line. And the Royals are going to have a runner at third with nobody out. 6th triple of the year for Alcides Escobar.
And second triple on the homestand. How about it? And the way he took out of that batter's box, you could tell he knew it was going to stay fair. Lots of times by watching the hitter on a ball that's close to the line, he'll tell you whether he runs or not if it's going to be foul, because he can tell you. Great eye position, good heads, and it just landed on the chalk. How about that? Beautiful. And he says it's on. I can tell. He's talking to it a little while he's blowing a bubble. Watch the turn now. Big turn at first, but he cuts that angle at second base. Draws the throw. Well done. Triple. You can hear this great crowd tonight here come up. Some say that that's the most exciting hit there is for fans.
Because it just kind of builds. You know, home run's exciting. It's over the wall, but there's a conclusion. Ball over the wall, play over, home run.
Especially with a crowd like this. Remember when Whitey was up here, I think last year, and you asked him about me, and he said, "Well, the kid ran. He never stopped at a base. He ran till they tagged him out." When I hit a triple in the gap in Busch Stadium, not many times that happened, but when I got close to second base, I'd hear the roar of the crowd come up, and I'm not stopping. Yeah, I wanted to continue to hear the roar. And then once in a while I made it safe at the third base, and man, it makes you feel so good as a player to hear that home crowd roar of 45,000 people, man. There's nothing better. It's an addicting feeling. You want to do it again. You want to perform for the people.
Right to Anderson. That was a broken bat. So Gonzalez needed a ground ball with the infield in, and he got a ground ball. Cuthbert's 0 for 2.
Unforgettable games, undeniable greatness, and unstoppable drama. The 2016 postseason begins October 4th. Go to MLB.com/postseason for a full schedule.
Hunter Dozier with a chance to give the Royals the lead. He popped out to first in the second inning.
Got him with some inside fastballs. They're going to go in there again.
Inside for ball one.
Hunter's focus should be middle of the field. You get anything past the pitcher, you score the run. Maybe get up underneath it, get a sac fly. Keep the hands inside the ball if you can.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Good pitch to handle there. That was a slider. Big run sitting out there.
Riding in on him, 1-2. Gonzalez was faced with second and third and nobody out in the first inning and only allowed 1 run. You get a big strikeout for the first out, and then the Morales sac fly scored Dyson. Now he's trying to pitch around what was a runner at third and nobody out. Dozier just makes contact to stay alive. 1-2. Great shot. Beautiful night. No wind, big crowd, and Dozier a chance to put the Royals in front. 2-2. Got a piece of it again. They tried to come back in with a fastball.
Well, they see a big guy like Dozier and they go, you know what, we're going to beat him inside. We're going to throw little two-seam runners in there and jam him. We know he's young. We know he's new in the game. But we're not going to let him get those long arms extended because he could do some damage. See if they just try the split finger changeup. There it is.
Line to left field. Took advantage of those long, strong arms and went down and got it. And the Royals lead 2-1 in the 5th inning.
How about that? Now he hit Gonzalez's pitch. And so it could have been a slider off speed, but you can see, look what they were giving. It's a bender, okay? And he hits it off the end of the bat, but great head position. Stayed right down through the baseball. Very short stride. Like it. Good head position, good contact. Like the straight foot. You know, he's got a little back leg bend. He's almost on the tippy toe. And got himself another big league RBI and a big one.
So RBIs in back-to-back games for Hunter Dozier.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to hit like this, that we don't see him in the lineup more often. It's like having a new toy when you bring a couple of players and new guys up. Let's see what they can do. It's fun.
Inside to Dyson. Gerard singled in the 1st inning, giving him a 10-game hitting streak for the first time in his career. Stole a base and scored the Royals' first run. And in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. We have not had a crowd fewer than 29,000 for many of the games of this homestand. 4 with the A's. And now 2 with the White Sox. Ground ball, base hit right field. Dozier stops at second base. Dyson has a 2-hit game.
When you're hot, you're seeing pitches, and that ball looks big. 2-seamer, he's not going to miss that. As hot as he is, good level swing, but I love it how he stayed on top of the ball. Gerard's getting the hang of that now because he's getting a chance to play every day.
Everybody comes together on the mound. Pitching coach Don Cooper out there with catcher Kevin Smith chatting with Gonzalez, and the entire infield was in on the conversation.
Well, hard to tell what they're talking about. I mean, Whitley, we showed you he got a bunt base hit in his first at bat tonight. And Connie Cooper, not sure exactly what they're talking about there, but I think he was maybe encouraging him to put him in the lane. Keep the ball down. Let's get a ground ball.
Well, and sometimes it's just a coincidence that everyone's on the mound, right? I mean, it's sometimes an infielder will just jog in and want to be in on the conversation. Ball 1 to Merrifield. Witt dropped down a bunt single and stole a base in the 1st inning. about the kind of situation where you need to get everybody together and talk about a special defense with one out.
And a crucial play late in the game, maybe.
Splitters down and away, 2-0. Escobar opened the inning with a triple right on the right field line. And with one out, Dozier got him home. Dyson followed with a single. Gonzalez had set down 8 in a row before this inning began. Hit to right field. Coates gets behind it. Dozier tags. And he'll go to third.
All right. Had a chance there to watch Hunter Dozier go 90 feet hard. Impressive. As big as he is. Short, clean, fast steps. Watch this. Turn properly. Athlete. Tight end.
Somewhat of a surprise when the Royals took him as high as they did. He was the 8th overall pick. Now, most people saw him as a late first round, early second round pick. So it's not like they took a 10th round guy in the first round, but the Royals, it was that athletic ability that the Royals liked about Dozier. Maybe his skills at that time didn't warrant a top 8 pick, but the Royals, in their minds, they could see what he could become because he was so athletic. As Dyson runs and Hosmer fouls it away. We were just talking about that the other night, about that magic word of projection when you're looking at an amateur player. And some of them, like Ken Griffey Jr. in high school, there's no projection. He's going to be really good. And some guys, you have to have a little bit of imagination. And what can this guy become when he fills out, plays professional baseball, maybe moves a position?
That's what makes those scouts so good, those guys that can find those players.
And there's one at first base right now, drafted in a round that no longer exists.
Diamond in the rough.
There was a time when the Royals were looking to become more athletic. So you get down to the later rounds. What do we want? Probably going to be a guy that is going to have one elite skill, and you hope he turned it into being a ball player. And we know what that skill was for Dyson. A skill that you cannot teach.
You know, he's left his legacy already. Now, the way he's playing this season, he's increasing his value. He has a chance to play, some good ball for a lot of years to come. But I'll never forget that line he made in that story about batting practice after he got caught stealing a couple of times in the playoffs. Remember?
Oh yeah, with Quentin Berry.
Yeah, you tell it so well.
Yeah.
But there's 2 outs now. I won't bug you to say it, but Gerard.
Well, he had Zoom, right? Was it Gerard Zoom etched into his hair, shaved into his hair? He had Zoom, and the Orioles caught him twice, and so they started to get on him when we came back to Kansas City. And it was Quentin Berry who said, Gerard, you're gonna have to shave that Zoom off your head, man. We've caught you twice. And the Royals were on the edge of sweeping, and he said, yeah, I'll shave out Zoom and I'll put in Broom.
That's beautiful. Talk about being quick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And that's confident right there. The Royals had some kind of swagger going.
I don't think Dyson has lost many trash-talking battles in his career as a Royal with teammates or opponents.
I like that. It's classic Dyson.
He's quick with his words as he is with his feet. He's running. Hosmer grounds it up the middle. The Royals take a 3-1 lead. Dyson will go to third. So a 2-run bottom of the 5th.
ball, stay on top of the ball, you direct it back up the middle, great things can happen. Two-seamer, it's up. Haas loves the ball up, but says, I'm going to stay on top of it, hit it in the hole. Little two-out knock.
And his next run driven in will tie his career high from last year. 93. He's already passed his career high for home runs. And now Morales, who's already driven in a run tonight. Outside, ball one. Morales got diced into the plate in the first inning with a sacrifice fly. He's moving up on a milestone. He is 3 hits shy of 1,000 in his career. Two and 0. That's one of, I think, when Joel was interviewing King Richard and Sam, didn't Sam say that was her favorite sign? Welcome to Kendry City.
I think so.
Popped up. Anderson is there, and that's the inning. The Royals score 2. It all began with an Alcides Escobar triple. Dozier and Hosmer driving the runs.
Sox and the A's were just in town. That didn't go well, but we always like to talk about the old Kansas City A's and of course Charlie O the Mule, and they had a newer version that HUD actually rode a few years back, so we always like to break out this video. But we had Hawk Harrelson on Hy-Vee Royals Live today, and he talked about when he rode the original Charlie O.
Money, so Charlie said, whoever rides him, I'll give you $25. So I put up my hand and said, hell, I'll ride him. Well, I jumped on him, put my hat up like a jockey, and I got him going around the warning track. They're wide open. And I saw Mantle and Maris over in the corner of the Yankee dugout when I got there. I knew, and Maris had a fungo in his hand, and I knew what he was going to do. And sure enough, I got in front of him. He threw that fungo, he hit Charlie O right in the butt, and he started bucking. And now I'm hanging on for dear life, and I slide underneath him like this, and those teeth are about this far from my nose, and that's a bad matchup, his teeth in my nose. So, but I got my $25.
Hey, anything for $25 back then. HUD, you just got to ride Charlie O out by rivals, but you didn't get to ride the original one, which was much bigger and much meaner, with Mantle and Maris trying to mess with him.
Goldie, great story. Sorry you had to bring it down by putting me in it, but yeah, look, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to get on him, a tamed one. But I saw a picture near the dugout from that great man right there, Hawk Harrelson,
that had his hands around his throat, the mule. There it is. And that's about, yeah, that's when the fungo hit him. I can't believe that. You guys interviewed a true icon of the game, Hawk Harrelson. There's no one like him, never ever will be like him.
Look at that. He said hanging on for dear life.
And you will never see this again in the modern game, ever. Spectacular. And he looks like a jockey. No saddle. What a buster.
I'll tell you what, it's
Goldie, way to go.
It's frightening enough to ride a big horse with a saddle when they become agitated.
Right.
And all you're hanging on to is a couple of reins, couple of leather straps. But to have nothing to hang on to but his neck
for $25. But Hawk, like he said back then, that was 3 days worth of meal money.
Yeah, they had $10 a day meal money, and he made $6,000 a year playing for the Kansas City A's.
Oh, you just can't beat fun at the old ballpark right now.
Here's our T-Mobile greater coverage of baseball. And some of the players that are helping lead their teams into the postseason. Hanley Ramirez, 10 home runs in his last 20 games, including a walk-off earlier this week. Zach Britton is perfect in save chances this year, 44 out of 44. And the Texas Rangers continue to prove that last year was no fluke when they rallied late and won the American League West. If the season ended today, they'd have the top seed in the American League playoffs, which, as we've learned, is a tough seed to have.
Right.
Because the Royals took advantage of that seed 2 years ago. You win the wild card game. You got to feel somewhat lucky to be in the postseason if you get a wild card spot. Then you win it and you've got nothing to lose. And you go on the road to a team that has all the pressure in the world. They're supposed to go to the World Series. You have the best record in the league. Frazier threw his bat literally at the ball and will fly out to Alex. And 2 down. And the Royals took advantage of that. They swept the Angels. And then last year, the Astros gave the Royals a scare. The Royals had the best record in the league. Astros, squeak into the playoffs. They beat the Yankees, and all the pressure's on the Royals. They had the most wins in the league.
We witnessed that on this homestand when Oakland came to town. Everything to gain, nothing to lose. And look what they did. And same thing what the Royals did. They went on and did something no other team's ever done, winning 8 straight postseason games. Good point.
Garcia is 0 for 2. He could easily be 1 for 2. Whit Merrifield made a really good play on him to save a run in the first inning. That was with Vargas on the mound. And Dylan G flips a slider in for strike 1.
Oh, boy, that was nice. That is a big league play against a guy who can run.
Jammed and fouled away. One ball, 2 strikes. Vargas went 3 innings, allowed 1 run, 2 hits, 2 soft hits. And now Dylan G is working on his 3rd scoreless inning. On the ground to Escobar. Close. Garcia runs well, and Dylan G has a 3rd scoreless inning, his first 1-2-3 inning of the night.
And that young man right there, he is sporting a beautiful head of red locks. Believe it. We need more redheads, Rhino. Not up in the booth, though, but we need them.
Wonder why I didn't say Rexy.
Thankfully, we moved on from that.
I had a female fan, I'm not making this up, say to me before the game tonight, tell Sexy Rexy I said hi.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Tell her hi back.
It's catching on.
Oh, no. Man, Sowie is popping them up.
Frazier makes a play. One down, bottom of the 6th inning, and now Alex Gordon is coming up. In our Sonic Slam inning, our contestant is Pauline Morrow from Butler. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Pauline will win $600. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Pauline wins $25 grand from Sonic and the Royals. Alex has popped to third and lined to left. Oh, and 1. A little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Of course, being redheaded, you get teased. Elementary school, junior high school, all the way on up. I was riding up with our elevator operator today. Her name's Missy. She talked about her red hair she had when she was young, and she says, I hated it. I said, what? She goes, yeah, I mean, I just took such a ribbon. Freckle face, carrot top, Opie Taylor. You hear them all. And I told her that the way I went through that hazing, if you may, or bullying, whatever you want to call that, is I smiled and said, thank you. Hey, it's great to be redheaded. And so I developed the angel kisses. If you have freckles, that's great. That means how many times you've been kissed by an angel. Little things you can do to overcome that ridicule as a young person sometimes can make it better. Wanted to tell that if there's any redheaded young people out there that have to deal with that, what I did, you just get through it and say, hey, thank you. I'm proud of my hair.
That's pretty deep stuff.
Well, I was on my small brain. I had to share that. Because there could be somebody out there going through it.
Angel kisses.
Opie Taylor's what got me. Remember that was an Andy Griffith was big in the Andy Griffith show.
Opie's doing pretty well on the 15th and the 30th of every month these days.
You better believe Ron Howard.
Yeah.
And I was hoping to have a redhead of my own. Didn't work out.
Didn't happen. Jen had the stronger genes.
She did, and that's one of the reasons I married her. One of the small reasons.
Alex is out, 2 down in the 6th inning. Well, that sounded therapeutic for you. I'm glad you were able to get that off of your chest.
Thank you. This Hispanic Heritage Month, MLB and the Royals are celebrating. In many ways, Latinos put an accent on baseball. Share how you can put an accent on the game with the hashtag Ponle Acento. There you go.
Which is put an accent.
There you go.
Correct?
Mm-hmm. Proud. The players today, all across Major League Baseball during batting practice, were wearing T-shirts that said that.
Escobar was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, and then he started the 2-run 5th with a triple. Over the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Right on the right field line. So much so that the White Sox considered a challenge. 1-2 on Escobar. The Royals have lost 5 in a row at home for the first time in 3 years. So this is an important game here tonight, whether you're talking playoffs or not. Pretty good physical evidence right there when you look at the right field line in the corner, and the line comes to an end because of where the ball landed. And this time Gonzalez gets Escobar on a ground ball to short. We've played 6. The Royals lead Gonzalez and the White Sox 3-1. Tonight, Jason Vargas and Dylan G have held them scoreless over the last 5 innings. The Royals tied it in the first and then went ahead with 2 in the 5th on RBIs from Hunter Dozier and Eric Hosmer. This is Dylan G's 4th inning. He gets a cut and a miss from Jason Coates. Dylan has allowed 2 singles, no runs in his 3 innings. Remember I was talking earlier about Kevin Smith?
Yes.
White Sox catcher who went on the disabled list while he was stretching for his first big league game.
Right.
And how the White Sox have had terrible luck this year with players playing in their first game. Jason Coates was one of those players. In his first big league game, he had a collision in the outfield with J.B. Shuck. It was right before we came to town and had to come out of the game. First big league game.
Concussion. It was a crash.
Cuthbert throws him out, and then after doing some exhaustive research, White Sox also had an infielder this year named Matt Davidson. In his first game, he broke his foot and had to have surgery. They had an outfielder named Charlie Tilson, and we saw that replay. It was a game in Detroit. First big league game. He's trying to run down a ball in right center field and blows out his hamstring.
Oh.
So that's 4 guys this year that were injured pretty severely in their first big league game for one team.
Oh. That's painful. Anytime, but let alone your first big league game. So far in this ball game, Ned Yost couldn't have scripted it any better. Vargas got his pitches in. What, he's throw 50, 51 pitches, scheduled to throw 45. Only gave up 1 run, looked good. And Dylan G was planned on taking over, and so far, Dylan has been great. Uh-oh, Tester. Yep, put it in your pocket.
Okay. Time for a Mazda game break. We take you to Fenway Park. This is Xander Bogaerts with a 2-run home run in the 5th inning. And the Red Sox beat the Yankees 6-5. And now the Yankees, who seem to get better after making all those trades, they have now lost 4 in a row. Red Sox lead in the East was 2 going into tonight. Snap throw to first, and Sanchez is back. Toronto 2.5 back. They're just getting underway in Southern California against the Angels, and Baltimore is down 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th at home against Tampa Bay. Oh, 0-1 on Smith. 0-2. He got his first big league hit last time up with a single to center against Dylan G. Little bit high, I guess.
Looked like a good pitch to me. Must have been up.
But if he hits that ball out of the ballpark, you say he jumped on a high mistake.
Right.
And if that's the case, then it should be a strike.
I agree.
Right? Now you have a little bone to pick, do you not, with tonight's home plate umpire, Jerry Lane?
Well, all the years that's passed, it's already been picked. But Jerry, 26 years ago, he was just a young umpire, maybe 2nd year in the league, was behind the plate in Dodger Stadium when Fernando Valenzuela threw his only no-hitter in his career. He was behind the plate, and I was in the lineup. Took another comfortable 0-for-4. There's nothing unusual about that. But the fact that Jerry Lane was giving Fernando 3, 4, 5 inches off the outside part of the plate that night on his screwball was very frustrating.
Yeah, you sound like you're over it.
And so for been broadcasting for the for the Angels for all them years with Scioscia, I would see Mike Scioscia, who was the catcher that night, and I kept on Scioscia. You know, every so often I would get on him, talk about how Jerry Lane helped Fernando. There's no way that Fernando couldn't have made it through a no-hitter without that guy behind the plate. And Scioscia disagreed. Kept saying, no. Fernando was right there on the corners. Jerry did a good job for years. Finally, this year, we're in Anaheim. And I talked to Scioscia in his office. And I said, Scioscia, man, I can't believe Jerry Lane, I got that game. And he goes, you're right, huh? He helped him out. So it took Scioscia 26 years to admit.
Statute of limitations had expired, and he could admit it.
Yep, and he finally said, you're right. Jerry helped him. and I couldn't believe Scioscia would say that, and finally admitted it. But it takes time to get over games like that.
Strike 3 called, and Kevin Smith is the 2nd out of the inning. This is going back a ways, Hud, and you won't remember this, but Jerry Lane was involved in one of the greatest player snaps that I've ever seen. Mike DeFelice, who played a little hot at times, was bowled over by Torrey Hunter at home plate.
He was a catcher, DeFelice.
Yep. And Jerry Lane called him safe. And Mike DeFelice lost his mind, went into the Royals dugout and grabbed a garbage can and threw it on the field. Trash went everywhere. Bat boys had to come out and pick up all the trash. But when we talk about one of the great meltdowns and snaps we've ever seen, Mike DeFelice comes up, and it was Jerry Lane. I mean, Torrey Hunter just flattened him. But Jerry Lane ruled that he never made contact with his glove, you know. But I mean, a catcher, if he holds onto the ball and gets drilled, you know, he should be out.
Gave him the benefit.
Says he never tagged him. I mean, he went berserk. Jerry Lane.
You manage, or excuse me, you umpire 27 years. You got some stories. There you go, Dylan. Keep it up.
4 scoreless innings out of the bullpen tonight. Stretch time at Kauffman Stadium. The Royals lead by 2. Royals baseball is brought to you by Ram. Get power you can depend on at Ram Power Days. Miguel Gonzalez pitches into the bottom of the 7th inning, and why not? He's only thrown 90 pitches, including the strike to Cuthbert. Cuthbert, Dozier, and Dyson are coming up. And just in case, they are ready, or at least getting ready, in the White Sox bullpen. Matt Albers, the righty. Dan Jennings, the lefty. Popped up. And Gonzalez has gotten a lot of those tonight. He's one of those pitchers where I'll bet hitters say all night, doggone it, I just missed him.
Yep. You're exactly right. Many times hitter goes back to that dugout saying the exact same thing. Man, this guy's meat. Of course, that's a hitter's term. Not anywhere saying or saying that Gonzalez is meat. Okay, I want to clear that for the record. Just talking about what players do and say. Last time I tried to share what hitters saying in the dugout, it was about Chris Young.
Dozier is out. 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI.
Chris Young was pitching for the Mariners, and it was here with the K, and you know he throws 88 miles an hour, and so when the hitter goes back in the dugout after popping a ball up, just like you were referring to as Gonzalez, I just missed it. Hitters go back to the dugout saying, man, that guy's meat. I can't believe it. I didn't hit him. So just in case Chris Young heard that on their side over there, the next day I went into the trainer's room. Media's not allowed in the trainer's room, but Rick Griffin let me in, longtime trainer.
Unless you have red hair.
That's right. And
hurry up.
I said, hey Chris, I'm sorry if you got offended by that. It was not meant to offend you. I was just talking baseball terms. And Chris Young said, hey look, our guys are saying the same thing about Vargas in our dugout. Thought the Royals 3-1 here in the 8th inning. Royals on top. There's Chris Young, and so Young comes to the Royals, and I see him, and he says, you know, I still get a little personal. I was a little offended by you calling me meat. And I said, now look, if you remember that I came in on my own just to share with you that if you took it personally, I didn't mean it like that. So he got it off his chest finally, and I said, hey look, I love you, wish you continued success, but I had no idea Chris Young was going to help them win a world championship, the first one in 30 years, and for Chris Young to become a world champion with his repertoire and his pitches.
And is all good in the neighborhood now?
Yeah. I meant it to be all good the next day. But like we talked about with the Jerry Lane story and Soch and all that, sometimes it takes time to get over things.
Dylan G has pitched 4 scoreless innings, and now a line drive to left field. Alex is there to make the play. So 4 1/3 scoreless innings. Anderson's 1 for 4. And let's answer our AT&T trivia question. Tommy John, and Jason Vargas is officially back from Tommy John surgery tonight. The pitcher Tommy John had 17 seasons with 10 or more wins, who has the major league record with 21 seasons. Want to take a shot at it?
Well, my guess was not right in Nolan Ryan, but I understand your guess was.
I had a few guesses though.
Don Sutton.
All right, that was my first one. Is it Don Sutton? Survey says yes.
Ding ding ding.
One and one on Jose Abreu. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Nolan Ryan had 20 such seasons.
Okay, so
thanks to Dave Holtzman's exhaustive research.
We were close, but we got it.
Broken bat and a base hit for Abreu. He'll be at first base with 1 out.
Yeah, stung a little bit off the end of the bat.
Dave Island's on the phone, checking with the Royals bullpen.
And you see the TV up there. You can see, every manager can see who's warming up and who's bullpen.
Last night, Ned used Kelvin Herrera for 4 outs, and doesn't expect him to bounce back from a 4-out outing. So if Dylan G can't get the Royals through the 8th inning, it'll be Joakim Soria serving as the bridge to Wade Davis. That's line to center field. That's Melky Cabrera's second hit. So a line out to left and then 2 base hits, and Ned Yost is going to come out with 2 on and 1 out in the 8th inning, and the Royals leading by 2. So Dylan G goes 4 1/3. He departs with 2 on, 1 out. Chevy call to the bullpen. Soria to face Frazier.
is brought to you by your local Kansas City area Chevy dealers. Visit us for great prices on the all-new 2016 Malibu. By Panera Bread, food as it should be within 24 Kansas City metro locations. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, right stuff, low price, every day.
So Ned Yost goes to Joakim Soria in a tough spot. Hitter at the plate with 36 home runs. Tying run at first base with 1 out, and Frazier fouls it away.
Slider hung up. Frazier misses it. Fastball, slider, curve, changeup. He likes to throw a slow curveball, and he'll mix in a split finger at times, trying to get the ball down, get him to swing over the top of it.
Fastball over the inside corner, 0-2.
Nice spot there. Tie him up inside. Oh, too bad. That's the one that he wanted to roll that little ground ball double play. Frazier's grounded into 11 so far this season. There it is. Slow one. Almost got him to make some better contact.
Soria last pitched on Tuesday night. And Yonder Alonso coming off the A's bench in a pinch hit 2-run double to put the A's in front. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And for Soria, it was his 7th blown save of the season.
Dylan G did one heck of a job tonight following Vargas. He's watching intently, hoping that Soria can roll that ground ball double play.
Strike 3 called. I think Frazier was expecting a splitter or a breaking ball. Frazier has a word or two for Jerry Lane before he heads back to the third base dugout.
Ooh, yeah. So there is such a thing as sneaking a piece of cheese by a hungry rat. Great spot.
Avisail Garcia 0 for 3 tonight against Vargas and G. On the ground to Cuthbert. It hit the bag. 1 run scores. Cabrera goes to third. Garcia to second. And Joakim Soria, after the game on Tuesday, in describing his season, used the word weird, among others. And now he's had his share of balls that have been hit hard and mistakes that he's made, but this would fall into the weird category.
I'll say Cuthbert has an easy out on him here. He's waiting for the ball to bounce, and wouldn't you know it, hits the outside part of the bag and kicks by him. Whew. That is tough luck. But Royals still have the lead, so he has a chance to get out of it and execute a pitch on a pinch hitter here.
Left-hand hitting J.B. Shuck will bat for the right-hand hitting Jason Coates, who is 0 for 3.
Nice average production as a pinch hitter there. Anything over 250, great.
At the knees, Melky Cabrera falls into third base. Salvador Perez came up as if he was going to throw. There have been more graceful returns to a base in Major League history than that one.
That was a little bit awkward. He's a better athlete than that showed.
One and one on Shuck. I remember when Joakim Soria first got to the Royals, he spoke very little English, and now has great command of the language, but it's still his second language, and he felt badly the way some of his words came across after the game on Tuesday, and explained to his teammates what he meant. Chopped over the mound. Escobar cuts it off. Throw to first, just in time. So it was weird, again, borrowing Soria's words, but he gets out of it. The White Sox do get one run closer.
Nice way to pick him up, Esky. Good play. Way to go, Jack. Moving on here at the K3-2. And just like we promised you early in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Jason Vargas towing the slab for the first time since July 21st as a starter. Went 3 innings, only gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and made some hitters look bad. He was kept them off balance, got some congratulatory handshakes and hugs. Nice job. Can't wait to see you again. Doctor making another call. Dr. Vargas, nice job.
Slider strike. Lefty Dan Jennings to Whit Merrifield. Miguel Gonzalez went 7 innings for the White Sox tonight, gave up 3 runs. And now Jennings against Merrifield, Hosmer, Morales. One ball, 1 strike.
Jennings, good pitcher. JB Shuck in at center. Jennings, low to mid-90s fastball slider.
Base hit left field. 2-hit Whit. He's got 2 more tonight. Leadoff man on. Bottom of the 8th inning. The Royals are trying to get that run back.
Look at the head position. I mean, his neck was turned so far in watching that ball hit the bat that you can't miss when your head stays still and down on the ball.
And now Hosmer against Jennings.
And you know, I think golfers can appreciate that when your head stays down on the ball and you take a nice easy swing and you're able to make contact. But if your head pulls off on the golf tee, you know, on the golf range, same thing happens in baseball. You miss it. And I love Ned Yost's analogy that he tells about going out on the golf range and seeing how hard he can hit it and how far that ball goes to the other fairway and it just slices. But when he takes easy swings, how nice the ball goes down the middle. He says it really relates to a hitter.
Out at first, out at second. 3-6 reverse double play. 2 down. (3-2) Royals, bottom of the 8th inning, and now Panera takes us around the league. We told you about Boston leading New York 6-5 at the moment. The Red Sox have a 2.5 game lead over the Orioles and the Blue Jays. Cleveland is 13-1 against Detroit this year, and their lead in the Central is 8. And the other teams chasing Boston. Baltimore down late. Toronto and the Angels are in the 2nd inning on the West Coast. Two down to Kendrys Morales. For 2 tonight, but he had a sac fly in the 1st inning, driving in his 81st of the year. White Sox have 3 infielders on the left side. 2-0. And there's Wade Davis getting ready for the 9th. Scheduled hitters are Carlos Sanchez, Kevin Smith, and Adam Eaton. The White Sox 8, 9, and 1 hitters. 2-1. Just foul outside of third base. Off of his foot. Which is at least the ankle and the shin area is already heavily protected. But doesn't it always seem to find the area that is unprotected?
Sure does. No toe tap there. And speaking of toes, there it was right off his big toe.
To right field. Eaton was shallow, but has plenty of room to get back and make the play. Jennings faces only 3. So the gate opens for Wade Davis as he comes on with a 1-run lead.
The Missouri Lottery. Every ticket you play gives back to schools across Missouri, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. By Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit us at yourmidwestforddealers.com. Beautiful evening for baseball.
And a beautiful
Moon that is just gorgeous. Another proud sign.
which will be appropriate tomorrow for Star Wars Day.
That's right.
Wade Davis scheduled to face Carlos Sanchez. Kevin Smith, although the White Sox already have a pinch hitter in the on deck circle, and Adam Eaton. And it will be Sanchez, and why not? Last night Sanchez hit a big 3-run home run in the 8th inning, and the day before he had a walk-off hit in Cleveland. So pay no attention to the 193 batting average on the scoreboard.
None whatsoever.
He is 1 for 3 tonight with a bunt single. Switch hitter.
Wade Davis, two kind of fastballs, a cutter and a hard straight one. Overhand curve. He'll use that overhand curve ball with 2 strikes and try to bury it down low for hitters to chase.
One and 2 on Sanchez. It's been a well pitch night for the Royals. Vargas in his return allowed 1 run in 3 innings, and then Dylan G gave up 1 run in 4 in the 3rd. Soria got the last 2 outs of the 8th. 2 and 2. It's been a tough homestand for Royals pitchers. The Royals were 4th in the league in ERA when the homestand began, and they entered tonight 9th in the league in ERA. They've given up just 2 runs, 8 hits tonight, and now 3 and 2 on Sanchez.
Well, just like in last night's game, you got to put one over the plate. Take your chances. Didn't go the Royals' way last night. Maybe it will tonight. Can't walk him.
Cutter struck him out.
Beautiful location. Hitter's aggressive. He's 3 and 2. He wants it, but man, that little late break to that slider, or excuse me, the cutter is perfect. Looks good, then all of a sudden it doesn't.
So Alex Avila will pinch hit for Kevin Smith.
Tough job to pinch hit, no question. Probably the toughest job in baseball, especially when you're coming into the 9th inning facing the opponent's closer. Doesn't get any tougher.
And especially if you're a catcher. If you're a catcher, and in Avila's case, mostly a starting catcher, that's probably the only time you're going to pinch hit, right? I mean, that's the only time that, well, maybe not the only time, but most of the time that's when a manager is going to gamble and take their second catcher off the bench, or their starter that they wanted to give the night off. They're probably going to be facing the closer.
And of course, in the situation they're in now, September, they have extra catchers. But you're right. He's not seeing a whole lot of pinch hitting action.
I mean, if Salvador Perez isn't going to start a game for the Royals, Ned Yost is not going to use him, because the goal is to give him the game off. He's not going to use him unless you're right here.
Right.
Chance for one swing of the bat to tie the game or win the game, and if that happens, you're facing the opponent's best. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And so if you use your backup catcher and you end up coming around and tying the game, or having to play extra innings, and now you have to use an emergency catcher, which is usually a position player, somebody who's never caught before, and they don't want to put themselves in that situation. Managers.
3-1. Adam Eaton is on deck. It would appear Wade Davis has his four-seam fastball. He has his cutter, but doesn't have his breaking ball yet. Not able to command it for a strike. On the outside corner, 3-2.
Thank you. Good spot. Wheeler didn't think so. Wheeler.
Cutter struck him out.
And this lively crowd of over 34,000 here at the K on a Saturday night are on their feet. Royals having a tough homestand here, and they are pulling for Wade Davis to pick up the check.
And now Davis and Adam Eaton. Below the knees, ball one. Eaton has flied out 4 times. Twice deep to center field, and he's also lined out to left. So he's 0 for 4, but he has swung the bat well.
Always dangerous.
One and one. Good cutter in on his hands. In fact, that broke his bat. Coming up after the game, Boulevard Royals Live with Joel and Monty. The return of Jason Vargas. A scoreless outing for Joakim Soria in a critical part of the game. And Ned Yost is 1 out away from 1,000 wins as a major league manager. Homestand began with the Royals clinging on to playoff hope, and the homestand began against a last place team, the A's, and then now the White Sox, a 4th place team. And the Royals are still in search of their first win on this homestand. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Eaton. 2-2. Full count. Tim Anderson is on deck. So he's gone to a full count with each of the 3 hitters in this inning. He struck out the first 2. And he strikes out the side.
Waiter, check please.
Royals win it 3-2. Hunter Dozier drove in a big run in the Royals' 2-run 5th inning. And Ned Yost has won 1,000 games as a major league manager. His 543rd win with the Royals. And Ned said that when he first became a big league manager, he had 2 goals. The first one was obvious, to win a World Series. And the second one was, if you win 1,000 games in the big leagues, not only have you been around a while, but you've been around a while because your teams have done well. So Ned Yost, 1,000 victories as manager of the Brewers and now the Royals.
Congratulations, Ned. What a wonderful journey you've had. Got the world title, got the 1,000 victories. It was tough to get it. But one of his young stars got him that big RBI he needed, the Jeep drive of the game. Hunter Dozier. Nice base hit. Knocked in Alcides Escobar. And the losing streak is over.
And I think for the first time we go down to the field, and here's Joel with Ned.
Well, certainly the first time since maybe the postseason, and our star of the game, if you will, tonight is going to be Ned Yost, who won his 1,000th game managing. Manager doesn't get that huge ovation all the time. What does 1,000 wins mean to you? Have this. Sorry, you can't stop Salvador, you know that. What does 1,000 mean?
You know, Joel, I had 2 goals when I started managing. My first one was to bring a world championship to a great city. We did that. And my second goal was to get 1,000 wins. You know, it just means that you've been around for a long time. You're associated with great coaches, great front office, great scouts, and most of all, great players.
I know how busy you and your staff are just grinding through and trying to find ways to win. So at what point does 1,000 actually pop in your head, or is it right as they're telling you, hey, you guys just won?
Yeah, no, we've had a rough homestand. We just needed a win, so I'm really proud that we got it tonight in front of a great crowd.
Last thing, you mentioned that you've been in this game a long time, but you don't win 1,000 without great people, like you said, but also great players. So what does this group of players and this group over the last few years mean to you personally and to your career?
Wow, they're the most special group of guys I've ever been around. You know, when I look back on my career, I'm gonna remember these times here in Kansas City with this group more than anything else.
We will see another splash for number 2,000 down the road. Congratulations.
Thank you, Joel.
Ned Yost, and a huge ovation, win number 1,000 for the soaking wet manager of the Kansas City Royals.
The winningest manager in Royals history. He accomplished that last year before the Royals won the World Series. So congratulations to Ned. And congratulations to the Royals as they win their first game on this homestand. They had lost 5 straight to begin the homestand, and they are now 12-5 against the White Sox this year. And he doesn't know the routine. He didn't know this was coming. And the Salvi splash makes it official.